Mr. Jones starts watching a new television series. One evening, he watches the series from 7:19 p.m. until 12:05 a.m. Calculate how long he spends watching the series that evening. Now, in order to answer this question, we are going to subtract. What we're going to do is we're going to put hours on this side, we're going to put minutes on this side, and the end time we're going to put on top. So that's going to be 12 hours and 5 minutes. And the start time we're going to put at the bottom. And so we have 7 hours and 19 minutes. And then we're going to subtract these two. Now we ask ourselves, what is 5 minus 9? We cannot do 5 minus 9, so we have to borrow, and we go to the 0 and we say, what is 0 minus 1? And we can't do that. So that means that we must borrow from the hours side. And so when we borrow from the hour side, what we're gonna do is we're gonna borrow a whole hour, all right? So if we take away an hour from 12 hours, that means that we have 11 hours on this side. But on this side, we have 60 minutes because we borrowed a whole hour, all right? Now, 1 hour is 60 minutes. And so when we borrow that whole hour and we bring it over to the minute side, that actually translates to 60 minutes, all right? So now we have 60 minutes plus 5 minutes. And so now we construct our question as follows. On the hour side, we have 11 hours, all right? And on the minute side, we have 60 plus 5 minutes, which is 65 minutes. And at the bottom, we still have 7 hours and 19 minutes. And now we must subtract. We say 5 minus 9. We can't do that, so we have to borrow. This is going to be, we borrow 1 from the 6, which turns this into 5. And this 1 is carried over to the 5, so this becomes 15 minus 9. And 15 minus 9 is definitely 6. And we have 5 minus 1, which is 4. Next, we do 11 minus, we do 1 minus 7, and 1 minus 7, we can't do that, so we have to borrow. This becomes 0 because we borrow 1 from, because we took away 1 from 1, and this becomes 0, and then we put this 1 on top. And so this is 11 minus 7, and 11 minus 7 is definitely 4. And so what that means is that it asks how long he spends watching the series. It means that he spent 4 hours and 46 minutes watching this series. The next question states that the next day he starts watching one episode of the series at 8:15 a.m. The episode lasts 48 minutes. Calculate the time he finishes the episode. And so what that means is we have to add. So we're gonna take the time that he start watching the series, 8:15, so 8 hours and 15 minutes, and then we're gonna add 45 minutes to that. All right, and so that's 0 hours, and it's gonna be what, 48 minutes. And so we are going to add this time. What is 5 plus 8? Well, 5 plus 8 is 13, and then we put the 3 down and we put the 1 above. Then we say 1 plus 1 is 2, and 2 plus 4 is definitely 6. And what is 8 plus 0? Well, 8 plus 0 is going to be 8. And so what we have here when we add these two, we have 8 hours and 63 minutes. We know that 1 hour is 60 minutes. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take this 63 minutes and we're going to break it apart. So we say 63 minus 60, and that gives us 3 minutes. And so that means that 8 hours and 63 minutes can be expressed as 8 hours, 60 minutes, and 3 minutes. Next, we know that 1 hour is 60 minutes. So we're going to take this 60 minutes and express it in terms of 1 hour. And so this is going to be 60 minutes, which equals to 1 hour. And we bring down our 8 hours and we bring down our 3 minutes. And then we add the hours. 8 hours plus 1 hour is going to be 9 hours. So we have 9 hours plus 3 minutes. And so that means that the time that he spent, that means that the time that he finishes watching the episode is 9:03 a.m. So we started at 8:15, 48 minutes later, that's 9:03 a.m. Next, the question states, write 7:19 p.m. using the 24-hour clock. Now here we have the 24-hour clock times in 24-hour clock, and here we have times in 12-hour clock. Notice that 13 o'clock is 1 p.m. So 13 o'clock in the 24-hour clock is 1 p.m. in the 12-hour clock, and 14 o'clock in the 24-hour clock is 2 p.m. in the 12-hour clock, and 15 o'clock in the 24-hour clock is 3 o'clock or is 3 p.m. in the 12-hour clock, and 16 o'clock in the 24-hour clock is 4 p.m. in the 12-hour clock, and 16 o'clock is 5 p.m. on the 12-hour clock, and 18 o'clock is 6 p.m. on the 12-hour clock, and 19 o'clock is 7 p.m. on the 12-hour clock. And so notice that we have 7:19, and here this is 19 o'clock. So 19 o'clock corresponds on the 24-hour clock, 7 p.m. corresponds with 19 o'clock on the 24-hour clock. So again, if we notice here, 19 o'clock on the 24-hour clock, 19 o'clock corresponds with 7 p.m. And so that means that if we want to write 7:19, right? So 7:19 is actually going to be 19:19 because the 7 actually is 19 because we are in the, they say converted to 24-hour clock. So the 7 p.m., just 7 p.m. is 19 o'clock already. So that means that 7:01 would be 19:01, and 7:02 would be 19:02, and 7:03 would be 19:03. So if we were trying to write 7:19, that's going to be 19:19 in the 24-hour clock. And so that's the correct answer here.